Take a load off, grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up your feet. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah. It's podcast time.
Well, how's everybody doing? Nick, you gonna bring us in?
Muscle development, fine by me.
That's how we check our sound at the start of every episode.
Yeah, just to make sure it's
Everything's redlining.
redlining
Yep.
loud enough.
Let's peek it out, baby.
We'll clean that up in post.
I'm peeking.
In post.
I'm peeking.
Boys, what's been going on this past week?
I noticed that the media has been using the term edging a lot. Maybe that's just on my iPhone app that they're pointing that out. But edging has been in a lot of headlines. Like
Speaking of edgy,
Harris is edging Trump. It's like, calm down, please.
I was scrolling the social medias the other day, and it was like a meme, and on the door of this Subway or some restaurant, it said, "No gooning on company time." So I had to look up what gooning was.
Yeah.
And it's when you edge for like 3 or 4 like weeks at a time until you finally bust. And they had to put a sign up on the door at the restaurant to know the gooning.
Bust out of nowhere? What?
Jacking off, man.
What? So edging? What? Gooning. So you're edging.
But the
that
act
mean-
of it's called gooning, I guess, when it's over with. I don't know. It's on Urban Dictionary.
I bet that's a heck of a
But
that's a heck of a gasm there.
what
It's
do you
like
mean? You just try to stay hard.
You
like,
jack
for-
off until you get close to come and you stop. And then you
you're
just
at the
keep
edge.
on. You're at the edge. You just keep on over.
Oh, so you do that again.
Over in
Why
3 or
would you
4
do that for
months.
3 or 4 weeks,
weeks.
and then want to complete at work.
Yeah, well, that's apparently somebody was doing that, and they had to put a fucking sign up.
Damn, Jeremy.
He's
That dick cook.
Nick's at Papa John's gooning again. This pizza's got extra sauce on it today. Nick's been gooning.
I just put a little
I just
extra
had to look
love
good.
in there.
I thought gooning was like you're a goon, like maybe
Yeah.
like somebody like being harassing.
I
or
thought it was like
something.
riffing and like just being weirdos at first when you started.
Apparently,
thinking
that's
about
not what it is.
Yeah, I saw something that said gooning the other day, and I was like, I don't know what that means, and I just kind of moved past.
That's what it is. I had to look it up.
Yeah, I just moved past. it. I
Our
didn't
group
even
text for the old podcast was called the Goon Squad.
Oh yeah, the
It
squad.
was the Goon Squad, and it was me, Nick, and Brittany.
I tell you what, if I've ever edged myself, it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
Think we could get her over for a guest spot sometime?
Yeah, I bet Brittany would
She'd
come
come
on
for a
yeah.
guest spot for sure.
What's
I
she
ain't-
doing these days?
I ain't talked to her in 2 years. I have no
She
idea.
did.
Shout out. What's up?
She's
you
in
listening?
love. Hey, Brittany, how are you,
Yeah,
darling?
Christy did tell me that she was with somebody. Though.
She's in love.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope she's not offended we didn't invite her back, but
When would she have had time? She don't talk to us now. Like I mean, she would have. I think we would have known if she was upset about it.
yeah.
She's a woman after all.
And feminism has gone far enough.
I still think
mean-
it's crazy. I still think about the old podcast sometimes, like how just fucking off the rails we were. I drinking, dude. It just, I don't even remember like half of them episodes.
No, we would get blacked out.
blacked out.
Blacked out.
Blacked out.
Yeah.
Y'all never really like had any like rhyme or reason to anything. Like y'all never talked about anything.
We were just fucked up in a shop talking.
Yeah.
Like fucked up, not just drinking, but I'm
The
talking.
highlight was somebody getting tased.
Yeah. I could bring that video's on my Instagram. I could bring it out one day. For,
Yeah, well, Let's do that
We
one
brought
day.
it up a couple times. We need to get it out there.
yeah,
Maybe
I can
some extra content one day.
Yeah.
So what all's been going on with y'all?
Oh boy. I got in not really trouble, I don't want to say, but I don't remember I don't know if y'all remember in the 50th episode, we had a conversation about hanging
2 weeks ago.
hanging a mirror above a king size bed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Well, Melissa's mom and sister have been listening to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening.
So they gave her Dr. Jen Wallen Rushman and Miss Janet. Folks around here call her Mimi, but
Whole names.
But yeah, they gave
Full names.
Yeah.
Fuck it. They're staying in.
Nobody else knows these people, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I said I would give them a shout out. You know,
I got you.
If
Cool.
they're gonna bust Melissa's balls, then I mean they need a little bit of attention here.
It'd been funny if she was like, "Now, Nick, make sure you put some good reinforcement behind that mirror," and you'd be like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I've been listening."
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that falling on our daughter.
Could you imagine though a mirror falling
No.
like 6 foot?
It would be terrible.
Yeah,
and
it
just
would
fall
suck.
It would
onto,
hurt.
like onto my back.
I remember one time I had this picture hung up like right above the bed one time, and it wasn't hung up good. Like it just fell in the middle of the night, like on us in the bed.
Oh god.
Like the anchors pulled out of the wall, like it was like just in drywall.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is going to be inappropriate, but in the last 5
Par for the
months,
course.
me and Melissa have broke 3 beds.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Neemaw's listening. Sorry, Neemaw.
How do you mean broke?
Like the frame?
The headboard got ripped off my
Okay.
bed.
So
Okay.
the bolts stripped out, I
The
guess.
struts in Melissa's bed, like there's a big sag in the middle of her bed.
Oh,
now.
those things in the middle pull out.
then
Yeah. No, that so like I was like most of the beds I've ever had, like the frame has like a two by
one by
fours.
one before.
Yeah.
one by
little
four, two by
slats,
fours.
slats.
I've broken a few of them
Those didn't survive one
in my
night.
time.
I've never had that kind of. I've always had the ones that have like the little bitty things you got to pull the little metal like angle arms out and like put it together,
Yeah.
and then it's got like extra pieces in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say whenever
I never
whenever I
had the wood.
first moved it like out and was like living on my own without my ex-wife or whatever, I bought like this. There's like a it's off Amazon. It was like just like it could fit any bed pretty much. Or
Adjustable.
whatever.
Oh yeah, you could move it. Yeah,
It was like a little
width
frame,
wise.
but it was all metal. Never had
Because
trouble.
aren't all mattresses the same length? They're just wider,
California Kings are
longer.
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't never got to worry about that. So
But then my foot also ripped through a cot at Bonnaroo.
A cot?
Yeah.
What do you mean a cot? What's a cot?
Like a cot, like an army cot. You ever seen a cot?
Is that just the things that's on like a metal frame? With,
yeah, like
the
the little
fabric?
fold up
Yeah.
deals, like the soldiers sleep
Yeah.
on, like
Okay.
in like in
Yeah,
Nam.
my foot ripped
Nam.
through that material.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you know John Kerry was in Vietnam?
John
Yeah.
Kerry.
I did know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He was he a pilot?
I don't remember. He ran a. I just
He got a bunch of shit.
just
I remember.
heard this yesterday. I had or today, and I hadn't looked into it, but he ran on being a Vietnam veteran,
Right.
and then his opposition like clipped that him like saying like, and I'm a Vietnam veteran. And then, like, the rest of the commercial was just people that served with him.
Yeah.
And said that
They were
he
like-
was a shithead. Like, he wasn't
I
good.
remember that, I think.
Yeah.
And old Tim Waltz, he's getting a bunch of shit for stalling
Oh
ballot.
yeah, Kamala's pick.
VP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that.
I
Like,
just don't know much about him.
He was in the National Guard.
I've been
and
trying to stay away
supposedly-
from all these retards.
Supposedly, when he was supposed to get deployed to Iraq, he dropped out.
yeah.
And but he claims that he was deployed, and he claims a position, a high-ranking officer position that he never had. Like it was on his Twitter bio.
I think it's wild if you do go in the military. Like you ultimately have to know deep down that it's a good possibility you might have to see action, right?
Yeah.
I mean, either here, like as like the National Guard, right, like a hurricane or something,
Yeah.
or over there, like wherever we may be. So, I think it's crazy. It just tells a lot about somebody's character if that's true.
Yeah.
If he really did do that,
He got out in 05. I know that.
yeah.
And apparently,
I
I don't know.
so much older.
I don't know what he did in 05, but but I know the last deployment that I'm aware of was 03 to 04, and he was in Italy.
Wasn't he like a teacher when he come back? Like that's like his trade. He's like
He
a
was
teacher.
geography teacher.
Yeah.
I think. Is that who I'm thinking of?
He,
No,
he
I think
was
he-
a teacher, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a geography teacher at some point, and he didn't know where. I can't remember the place. It's in Iraq.
Libya,
No, it was like it started with a B. I can't remember.
Beirut.
I can't remember where it was. It was in
Belize.
Iraq or whatever. And there
Yeah.
was people on because he's in an interview and he says I don't know where that is, and they're like, well, you're a geography teacher, shouldn't you know where this is?
Belize is
Speaking of-
in South America.
Geography, you know, like the next 100 years, they say that Mexico is really supposed to like really become like a world power.
Really?
Yeah, Mexico, us. They say China's going to fail. This is like stats from like some kind of like looking ahead. China's going to fail. Russia's going to stay like they are, and nothing's
Yeah.
going to change over
Well,
there.
China's their big thing is that they don't have enough people to replace the people that are going to die
Right.
for the workforce.
Right, and that's a lot. It's a big workforce.
Yeah.
They've created a machine. The past 30 years, they've just been building shit.
Well, I mean, by
outsource.
2030, global warming, we're all going to be 5 feet underwater anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Not here.
No,
We're pretty far inland.
No.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right.
We're
Yeah.
800 feet above sea elevation
Obama
here.
keeps buying seaside property, so shows a lot about their faith.
about their worries on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's why I don't really worry too much about it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's just a way
Either
for
that or
them
he's
to-
like real YOLO, like, I'm going to do it big while I can.
Or he might know something we don't. Like, we ain't got that much time left anyway.
Yeah,
so he's
true.
just having a big time right now.
yeah, yeah. He's like, we only got a few years left.
Do you think, I was thinking about this
Obama.
earlier, like how they pick, like, because next week is the Democrat National Convention,
Yeah,
right?
That should be fun.
Right. So, like, we obviously know that the president is more or less like a fall guy, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Congress is Congress. They're whatever. They're old, archaic, whatever. Like, who do you think actually runs the country? Is it corporations
Yeah.
and insurance and
I wouldn't
healthcare?
even say that. I would just say it. Well, I would just say it's like the people that you don't even know their names.
Right. Yeah, like way behind the scenes.
Yeah, way behind the scenes. Like everybody points to the Rothschilds and
The other Soros.
Soros
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I was like, I think if we know their names, then
Yeah, they ain't that big of a threat.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a senator or congressman came out, and he got in trouble for saying this, but every senator and congressman in D.C. has a handler from Israel, from the country of Israel.
Really?
So, I mean, Israel is
A
if not
handler?
the biggest. Yeah, like it's like okay, Israel wants you to do this. Every one of them.
All 100 senators.
has somebody assigned to them.
And all 435 representatives. I don't know, dude.
I don't know about.
seems like a stretch, Nick.
I don't know about congressmen.
I love a good.
That's 535
I fucking
hard-headed
hate it.
people.
I fucking hate it when Wes doesn't go with me on a conspiracy.
Me and Wes team
There's
up
something
against you.
about it. There's something about it that just really.
I'm trying to turn him
grinds
over to
my
the dark
gears.
side. See, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh,
There's no dark side. I just
curls my toes.
I just
Curls
Listen, this is me talking about a post that I saw weeks ago, and I'm not sure if it was all 435 congressmen, but it was.
Let's not be too soon to forget that you really thought that,
So-
that Bill O'Reilly post was real a little while back.
What Bill O'Reilly?
The one that you shared that he thought was real.
Oh, you want to get me started on that?
Well,
you want me to
I'm
get me
just
started
saying.
on that? All right.
Hey, wait! It did. We had this conversation last
I
week.
know.
Yeah.
It did come to fruition.
No, this
though.
was last night during the Zoom.
Yeah, last night during the Zoom we
last
talked
night
about
during the
this.
Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It did come. So I was right.
Okay, so this is I'm never trusting any text messages from Wes Willoughby again. Is it okay if I use your last name here?
Hey, yeah. I mean, I was right on the Bill O'Reilly Biden's going to drop out thing, though. I just want y'all
Right.
like
Okay.
that's
You
that's
were
where
right.
this all started. I don't remember what the second thing was off the top of my head right now.
So I got invited to a Rotary Club meeting last
okay,
week.
yeah, this just happened.
All right,
I used to be in
and
that.
I don't know why they would invite you, but anyway,
I wasn't invited. I just showed up.
If
made
you don't know what
myself.
the Rotary Club is, it's basically just a group for old people, business people around the town.
Make the town better.
Yeah, they do community service projects and fundraisers and stuff like that. Well, there was a representative from Walmart there speaking because our Walmart is getting like a new addition and renovations and stuff.
This
he
isn't.
was-
This wasn't a closed meeting, was it? And you're just out here telling everybody all this stuff.
I mean, it's Walmart. Everything's pretty
Rotary
public.
Club.
Who
Yeah.
cares? It's
Who cares
Walmart.
about Rotary
Yeah.
Club?
This isn't
Corporate America.
This isn't Simpson County Illuminati Club.
That's
That
us.
would be fun to start.
Yes,
though, wouldn't
dude.
it?
This ain't the damn Shriners.
Yeah. But there was a guy there speaking on behalf of Walmart named Jacob Willoughby. So I text Wes and I'm like, Jacob Willoughby, question mark? And he said, what? And I sent a picture of
No,
this guy.
no context or anything.
Yeah, I sent a picture of this guy. I said,
No, my name's Wes.
I'm sitting next to him.
I thought you were just sending me a picture of a Rotary Club meeting. I didn't
No.
know that you were sending me a picture of this guy that was supposedly Jacob
Wes got this
Willoughby.
message of you like, oh, Nick's doing really good. He's at a Rotary Club meeting.
I
And
think
then-
I said old man
yeah,
shit too.
yeah, that is old man shit.
But Wes replied back and was like, Jacob Willoughby's my brother. So I was like, that's freaking cool. Wes's brother is here talking
This
to him.
very Jacob Willoughby.
Yeah.
It's a very unique last name.
Yeah. And he had a big beard.
Yeah.
And he was bald.
Was he a bigger
shaved
guy?
His head.
And the guy was much older than me, so this shows y'all how much Nick doesn't listen to me.
Or be
My
observant.
brother is 7 years younger.
How
than
tall
me.
was this guy? Was he big like Wes?
No, this guy. I mean, he was. I wouldn't call him chunky, but he was a healthier size guy.
The
probably
thing
about
though,
5'8".
was he 6'5"? Because
No.
I mean, is your brother tall?
Yeah, my brother's like an inch shorter than me.
That's what I'm saying.
At
Come
best.
on.
Yeah.
But
You
half
and
an
brother
inch
the
shorter
same
than
height.
me.
Usually
Yeah.
you stay pretty close.
He was well spoken. I was like, this could
That's
very well.
okay. That's not my brother. That is not Jake.
But I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, fine by me." And he said, "What?" I said, "I'm Nick. I'm Wes's
Damn it, he was
co-host.
so confused.
I'm
dude.
Wes's co-host on the podcast." He said, "Wes who?" I said, "Your brother." He said, "My brother's name is Joseph." I said, "I have got the wrong guy."
Again.
Yeah.
How bad do you want to leave that room then?
Oh, so bad. Yeah.
Dude, I know
I walked
you
away
did.
really slowly.
You get so embarrassed.
Yeah. But a couple months ago,
It's just so wild. So, where was this guy from?
Walmart. This is all I know.
He's just from Walmart.
Could be from anywhere in the country.
So
Yeah.
I also didn't know, like, if he would have led with Jacob Willoughby is talking for Walmart, I would have immediately known it was the wrong
Right.
Jacob Willoughby.
But
or
you
Jacob
still would've-
Willoughby's at Rotary.
Yeah, Jacob
Talking.
Willoughby at Rotary, he very well could be at
Right.
one of those.
In Franklin?
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Does he live around here
He's
still?
an electrician, so he's
Yeah,
could be
okay.
fucking anywhere.
I got you.
I 100% without a doubt believe, though, that you would have still told me that was your brother, even had you known all that information.
Well, it would have been much funnier for me
Had you known.
had I known,
And
because
just set
I
it
would
up.
have led you astray.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what,
to.
a night or two after the Trump-Biden debate, Wes, this one specific morning, Wes sends us a link to this Bill O'Reilly article that says that Biden dropped out of the presidential race. And so I'm sitting there with Dr. Wallen Rushman, and
Are they voting for Biden or Harris? I guess. Don't know. Okay.
the rule is in their house we don't talk politics. That's what
Okay.
I gathered.
That's a
from-
good rule.
That's
Good
what I
rule.
gathered
That's a
from-
good fucking
good
rule,
rule.
dude.
from
Good
a
rule.
Wally Wallen.
I've lost a lot of family members because of that.
Yeah.
Not lost them, but you know,
Well, it's
we don't
because
talk
you
about
sound
it.
so stupid
They
when
all
you talk
died.
about
I
it.
killed them all.
They're gone. They had to go.
But
Gone and also forgot.
What do they call it? He was neutralized. They were neutralized.
she is a professor, I think at Boise State University.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
the Broncos.
So me and her are the only ones awake that morning. We're making breakfast, and I'm like, oh, Biden just dropped out of the race. Biden just dropped out of the race. And she like scrolls through her phone. She said, I see no news articles. She said, I would get some kind of notification. And I was just like, I have unreliable resources.
Just hold on that. Wait,
Yeah.
wait a couple weeks. It's
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
come to fruition.
right.
Yeah, it did come to fruition.
He was doing some foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to.
Just like Alex Jones. You know how many times Alex Jones has been quote unquote wrong, and then 10 years later he ends up being fucking right?
He's a character.
He is a character.
Oh,
I would still like be wary of what you trust of that guy, but he has been right more times than kind of not.
Speaking of not believing sources, have y'all seen that trend going around on social media where people are like, they walk into a room with like their family or friends, and they're like, oh, I can't believe so and so died today, and they're like, who? And they're like, Britney Spears or whoever that person
yeah.
likes a lot. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Will Smith or whatever. Like, oh my God. And they're like, I'm just messing with you. They're like, what the fuck?
the boss.
Yeah.
I think one of the ones I saw that was the funniest was like this chick walked in on her mom and said, Mom, you're not going to believe this. John Bon Jovi died.
Oh yeah, she flips out.
Yeah,
She's
she
like, "What?"
flips.
Like she stops doing everything she's doing.
Yeah.
Like you can see her whole face just
It's like
drop.
this dude is 75. How is it? How have you not prepared yourself for this
Yeah,
yet?
he just opened a bar in Nashville.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, John Bon Jovi. His son married that chick from Stranger Things, 11.
Really?
Yeah, whatever.
Billy-
Yes. What's her name? Billy? Is it Billy?
I don't
Millie.
remember.
No,
Millie. Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby
they're
Brown.
married. Yeah, 'cause they were on the news talking
Bon
about
Jovi and her?
it. John Bon Jovi's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's like 22 too. He's not like 75.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was some weird stuff
She's
surrounding
British.
Drake and her.
Yeah, like he was grooming her for a long
Yeah.
time
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
he was messaging her when she was like 14, 15 or something.
Yeah, she was almost 11 for real.
Yeah.
God,
You know.
that's a
I
good
heard
show.
about him. I saw he put out a new song the other day.
This
I
was
don't
a-
really listen to Drake.
I just
but
now watched Stranger Things like 2 months ago, and I watched it all in like 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
It's such a good
I
show.
bet that was a fucking roller coaster.
It was.
Sometimes on these shows that are really, really good, I do wish I could go back
And watch it the first time ever.
Yeah, and watch it with an erased memory.
Man, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
or,
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, I kind of did that with. I didn't watch it while it was on TV. I did mostly binge it.
See, I like Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad. For
I don't
me,
know that I've ever finished Better Call Saul.
I just like
I
that
liked
whole
it.
character. Like I love
I did
Bob
like
Odenkirk.
it, but Breaking Bad, I actually saw where they posted it. I don't know if I put it on my story or not, but Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah,
He apparently had never seen Breaking Bad.
really.
And he sent Bryan Cranston a letter.
So it was that good.
An email.
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Tony.
He signs it Tony Hopkins.
Big AA guy.
Yeah.
Huge in AA.
But he's got this whole 3 or 4 paragraphs long saying like you're
Fantastic.
You're the best actor I've ever seen. Like this
Dang.
was
Heisenberg is
a
good.
crazy performance. He was like, at the end of it, he lists out like a bunch of other actors that were in it with him or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, everybody did such a.
It's a good show, man.
fantastic job.
Like his brother-in-law, the DEA guy, and everybody. He's like incredible.
Yeah.
Gustavo, whatever his name is. Yeah.
And he got a lot of work after that too.
Yeah.
He was a whole character in a Far Cry.
We just watched a movie about a little vampire girl named Abigail, and he's like the main antagonist in that movie. He like sets it all up and shit.
He is a good sort of, not necessarily bad guy.
He
but
plays a
like,
good antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
He's
sure.
Not necessarily I guess he is kind of he's a drug lord in Breaking Bad, but like he's not like
He plays a very good, intimidating character, like
Yeah.
a powerful character.
I guess that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
powerful.
say.
Like he could run a cartel. You know, he
Yeah.
could do any of that shit, and you would believe it. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't give me that role. Yeah, I couldn't run like a cartel or be
I'd
nothing.
love to see you try though.
I would.
It would be hilarious. That might be a funny movie
I would
premise.
love it if you were playing as yourself, Josh Harrington, and you just got thrown into that position. Yeah, it was like you now.
I'd be in there like, dude, we gotta fucking kill this guy. Fuck, dude.
Somebody take him out.
Fuck.
I
Sick
can't
of
handle
shit.
this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go play Tiger Woods PGA.
Yeah, I'm gonna
03.
hand it off to my fucking next guy, and I'm gonna disappear. I couldn't
Can
imagine.
you not bring me the hard stuff? Like, can I make some easy decisions
Yeah,
today?
just let me deal with the money. I don't want to deal with the other shit.
Yeah. Y'all make your own decisions with that shit. I don't give a fuck.
My
yeah.
my first executive order is to subcontract this job out.
Yeah, dude.
I just want to do nothing all day
Yeah,
and
dude.
give me the money.
Yeah, I want to be like one of those dudes that just wakes up and gets his robe on and goes out and sits on his fucking patio.
Sounds like he wants to be Joe Biden.
Yep.
Dude, I sit on my robe now and go out there. And get one. So I ain't even gotta be a millionaire to do that. You know, money ain't shit. You know what I mean? It's really
Yeah.
not.
But hoes and tricks.
It is a good tool. It's a very good tool.
Very good tool.
But other than that, it's evil.
Buy Bitcoin.
Yep, we're heavily invested in Bitcoin. Heavily.
Oh, I got $20 to spend to you.
Heavily
You
invested.
got a couple $100s in there.
I got some couple hundred.
Yeah. We had a T-shirt sale last week. I got
Oh, yeah?
$20 to put in the cryptos.
How much inventory we got left?
A bunch.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Pretty good amount.
I
Go
had
ahead
to
and get
know.
on our Etsy and
We
go
don't
ahead
have an Etsy.
No, okay.
Just ask
Just
us.
get on Facebook.
Yeah.
Send us a damn
Send
message.
us a message.
You could probably get our personal phone number if you really
That's
tried.
right.
If you really tried hard
It's
enough.
only, I guarantee our furthest listener away, our shaman down in Puerto Rico, I bet he's like 2 people away from being able to find our phone numbers
Oh, for
without
sure.
directly asking us.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Ethan
he is-
Shaman.
He's from here.
Yeah.
He just moved there like 7 years ago.
what
Or
I'm
something.
saying.
I guess he's for work, I guess.
No, he just wanted to move there.
What a savage, dude. That's cool, man.
Yeah, he moved there alone.
He's living in paradise.
You think he's getting laid? I'd love to hear about it.
I don't know. He's a chef. He works in a restaurant over there, and he's a chef. That's about. Smokes a lot of
No,
weed.
he's a chef. That explains the weed smoking all the
Yeah,
time.
he smokes a lot of weed. Doesn't drink a great deal.
Heard that, dude. What's up?
He's a cool guy. He
He's-
sends me really funny reels all day, every day.
Is this long sleeves?
No.
No, this is
Ethan.
Eric.
Eric?
Eric Presley.
Dude, we have so many fans I can't keep up anymore.
I'm trying to be on a first name basis.
All
but
9 dudes. That fucking
No,
might as well just-
long sleeves is in Indiana. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like they're in the room with us every week. You know what I mean?
Ethan, I think, is also Indiana or Illinois.
Yeah.
I've sent him. I have.
We got a bunch of Midwesterners, it sounds like.
Yeah. I've sent one to Arkansas and Arizona.
Hell yeah.
Jenny,
I sent one to Augusta, Georgia the other day.
hell yeah. Georgia's a good.
Where do you have to send T-Robs?
Who?
He sent me a picture that he got a
Tyler
shirt.
Roberts?
Yeah, that he got a shirt in the mail.
I don't think so.
Not me.
Oh, he's got a shirt. He sent me a picture. I didn't send it to you. T-Rob.
That was the only. That one I sent to Georgia was the only piece of mail I've mailed in years.
Anyway.
So we did buy a lot of shirts to start off, to be
Yes.
honest. So that's why we have so many left. But the people at my post office down in Lebanon know who I am now.
I
They're
thought-
wait, where's this one going this time? And I was
Dude,
like,
you tell him to listen to Find By Me
I
podcast.
was like, I'm about to tell you.
Yeah, you're about to find out. You can type it in.
I walked in the post office and thought I needed to join a membership club or something. You know, I wasn't really sure how it worked, but
Dude, the last ones I sent out, I don't remember who I sent the last ones out to, but it was the first time I went to Lebanon, Tennessee, the post office, and there was this crazy line, and I was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. It's like the
It
DMV.
reminded me of Bowling Green. I used to sell a lot of stuff on eBay and stuff, kind of in my early 20s.
speaking of eBay, sorry.
And every time I went to the freaking post office, it was like a 45-minute venture. And that's not even counting driving there from where I lived and driving back. It was so long.
This is my last eBay purchase.
I like that.
Oh, nice.
What'd you get for that thing? 30?
$8.
Damn,
maybe,
dude.
Maybe 12.
That's
somewhere
a
along
good
in
deal.
there. Yeah,
That is
This is
good.
a Marlboro thermos. So this is from the
I see that and think about my
whatever the point
dad. My dad
system.
used to have one of them.
what was that point system called?
Marlboro Miles.
Yeah, this is from the Marlboro Miles.
That was probably 5,000 miles
Oh,
back
I'm
in the
sure
day.
it was.
5 miles per pack of cigarettes. So
I got it in the mail maybe at 4:45.
Hell yeah.
Tutley was at my house. His son was mowing. I filled it straight up with
often do you-
ice and water. Did not clean it.
How often do you mow that yard? It seems like every time you're doing anything, you're his son's
just-
mowing
I
that
been
yard.
mowed
feel
2
like-
weeks.
I feel like Tutley has some kind of secret. I don't know. He just knows when we're going to be doing stuff, and he's like, "I'm coming to mow." He has. Some
He
kind
does
of women's
always pop
intuition.
in. It seems like when we're zooming or something. He's there.
He's got some kind of women's intuition.
He might. He might have it. He can feel it in his guts.
Every time we're doing anything and we're doing a Zoom call or anything, Tutley's either there or his son is there. and
I'll
he's
see a
mowing
foot in the
fuck-
background. I'm like, who the fuck's at Nick's house?
Nick, there's an intruder.
Grown man laying on your couch. I see a size 11 Nike hanging off that couch.
No, it's probably a 13 or a 14.
Well, so
that
whatever.
man is a bear by all
big fella.
definitions.
I've never
yeah.
been up close to him.
Oh, you should hug him.
I probably can't get my arms around him.
He smells good too.
Does he?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Y'all going on a date this weekend?
I didn't start my timer either.
I did. I did for sure. We're at 30.
Okay. Man, what else happened?
I
this
want to
past
hear,
week?
since we're still talking about this government shit, I want to hear this stuff that Nick was talking about last night with his British foreign minister
All right, so
lady.
something has got me fired up over there
Pumped.
in Europe,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
All across the pond really means a lot to us.
yeah. But let's see here. So all of Europe has a huge influx in refugee immigration, but a lot of the countries the citizens are starting to fight it because they're just letting everybody and anybody come in, and it's
Right.
a lot of military-aged men from some very
Rough
dark
countries.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eastern Bloc
And they're not
such.
vetting any of them. It's
Oh, sounds
you never
like,
know. Yeah.
Something else going on this side of the
Yeah.
world.
But let's see.
You'll never hear people coming from Canada to the U.S., do you? You'll never hear anybody jumping the border up there.
No, they're very strict about us going. up
Well, remember
there.
that time, I guess it was 3 or 4 months ago, that dude drove that Ford Explorer to Niagara Falls and blew that sumbitch up or something? You remember that?
Oh, it was an electric vehicle that just caught on fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a terrorist.
No,
deal.
it was at the border crossing. It was either going into Canada or coming into America. There was an explosion at the border, and they thought it was a terrorist. But no, it was just an
okay.
EV. It was an electric vehicle that
you.
caught on fire and exploded.
I didn't even hear about that.
But there's a lot of protesting. I've seen a lot of videos of like Middle Eastern groups gathering with knives and machetes and swords and stuff, and a lot of like the native people that are born in these countries. Like there's clashes. There's all kinds of fighting going on over there right now, and
You're talking about in the UK, right?
yeah, and there's a lot of internet censorship going on. So if you post anything about it, the government will deem you a racist, and people have been getting arrested left and right for social media posts.
Yeah, there was
there.
I think I maybe sent this back to you, but there was a fella that's like he was like in his 60s. He literally got arrested like last Monday or Tuesday, and then 3 days later he was sentenced to like 2 years and 9 months
Boy, that's a slippery slope,
in prison,
isn't it?
Yeah.
To start, people get in trouble for
And
what
all
they
he
say.
was doing, and he didn't make a post. So okay, I need to preface this. He didn't make a post on the internet. He was actually at one of the protests, and he was just standing, like holding, like there's video of the arrest happening and everything. He's just like standing there holding a sign, and like that's all he did. Like
Dude, we'd be in big trouble.
Christians are getting arrested for praying in the streets and like praying silently at in front of abortion clinics. Like,
Are the other religions getting in trouble for doing their things?
no, of course not. No,
It's
but
not diverse enough.
Do what?
It's not diverse enough.
That's true.
Yeah. But I've prepared a little speech here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow freedom-loving Americans, today I come before you not just as a citizen of our great country, but as someone who is utterly appalled, nay, outraged, by recent developments across the pond in London, England. Yeah, you heard me right, London. That charming city where people who think crumpets and crisp are a meal. Now, you all know that here in the good old U.S. of A., we cherish our freedom of speech. It's right there in the First Amendment. The First Amendment, as in numero uno. Because our founding fathers, half of them possibly gay, had their priorities straight.
Might be true.
But it seems our British friends have gone a bit far off the deep end. And by deep end, I mean they've forgotten what freedom even means. Apparently, the esteemed police commissioner of London has taken it upon himself to police not just their own citizens' social media posts, but ours as well. That's right, folks. Some suit in London thinks that they have the right to arrest us, the same Americans who gave them a good thrashing back in 1776. And don't forget, again, in 1812.
Battle of New Orleans.
Yep.
For what we post on social media. And for what you ask? For posting a meme, expressing an opinion, or just having a good laugh at their expense. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Commissioner. I don't know if you've noticed, but over here we say what we want. When we want, and as loudly as we want.
Won't.
It's called freedom. And it's been the cornerstone of this great nation since we sent your lobster backs packing.
Lobster bags.
Red coats.
Now,
Oh, okay.
I get it. Maybe you've got some newfangled internet censorship laws designed to protect delicate sensibilities. Or perhaps you just really, really don't like being trolled online. But we Americans, we built an entire culture around it. Our Constitution doesn't bend to foreign laws, no matter how many cups of Earl Grey you throw at it. And while we're at it, let's talk about this absurd idea of arresting people for harmless social media posts. In America, we believe in the freedom to offend, to critique, and yes, to even post the most ridiculous memes that make no sense whatsoever. It's a sacred right. So when I see some highfalutin British official waving their finger at us, I can't help but get a little, how do I put this politely, angrily patriotic. I'm getting some big Boston Tea Party flashback, boys. I'm not easily triggered, but this one stuck with me. Imagine if we started arresting people for their opinions. We'd have to lock up half of Congress, most of Hollywood, and every single one of our exes specifically. I lost my place. Yeah. Who decided to take their grievances publicly on Facebook. But here's the thing, we don't. Because freedom means letting people say things you might not like. So, Mr. Commissioner, with all due respect, you can take your internet censorship laws and stick them in the Tower of London, right next to where you keep the crown jewels. Because here in America, we believe in the right to speak our minds. Woo! Even if it's just to tell you that you can suck my mashed biscuits. God bless America. May our memes forever be free.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Hell
Nice. Nice. I thought the board was going to blow up. I was watching a red line. It's good. I don't really think they could do shit to us, period. First off, it doesn't fucking matter. Now, with that being said, that don't mean that there aren't people here that are wanting to weaponize the justice system.
Yeah.
100%. It's something they don't believe or they don't agree with. 100%.
I know. I was talking to some other buddies about this.
We got guns, though.
Yeah.
That
about
Second
this.
Amendment is to protect the First Amendment.
Yeah. I was talking the other day to some other friends about this or whatever, and I was like, I just don't see this ever happening. And they were like, already now the media picks and chooses like what they cover. So why would they choose to cover something like that?
And they get upset too. Like they were upset that Elon Musk interviewed Donald Trump on Twitter last night.
Yeah, he got
Yeah, that was the EU, and that dude actually got called out today.
Good.
That he wasn't like whoever the rest of the EU. They said he did not have authority.
Who
to-
does? Nobody
What
has
did
authority.
they threaten him with? Did they threaten Elon with anything, or did
No.
he just ask him not to do it?
They
No,
were
they
just-
threatened him with like legal issues, pretty much.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I can't remember what grounds it was. It was a long document that I honestly didn't read because I found that it was just funny.
Silly, yeah.
It's silly or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the European Union people sent Elon Musk a long email about his interview with President Trump.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was clear to the
Oh,
listeners.
Right,
okay, I got
right,
you.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They're probably keeping up.
I just read today. I might have even been no, it was sometime today that whoever else, the rest of the EU was like he shouldn't have sent that. The rest of the EU doesn't feel this way, and we didn't even have. There wasn't even a vote for us to even know if we felt this way. Or
Right,
not.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's not speaking for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what the
Right.
response from the rest of the EU was. They were like, "Well, we might not like him. It's we can't like send
Yeah, you
an
can't
email
do
like
that."
that."
Yeah.
It that
What kills
represents
me is
every one of us.
the people that actually believe that if they did do that, like weaponize like the justice system or whatever, that one day like they might not come after them. Like it's like for everybody. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at some point you're going to disagree with something. You know, like you have to. So just
It's kind of
because
like the guy that invented the guillotine got the guillotine used on him.
did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
I know the
remember-
guy that did the brazen bull.
Yeah, the brazen
Oh, okay.
bull. That was
Same.
It was
Sorry.
the brazen bull
Sorry.
thing.
I think
Even
they loved
worse.
they loved the
Even
guillotine
worse.
guy.
Yeah,
They loved the guillotine guy.
yeah. The guillotine.
Oh, Tommy Guillotine?
Yeah, I think his name was Francois.
Jacques.
Yeah, they probably love the guillotine guy, and the dude that did
That
the
was his
stop.
last name was Guillotine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure it's a Frenchman. Yeah.
Frenchman.
Yeah, Frenchman. They used it on Marie Antoinette. Off
Isn't
with
that
the head.
cake lady.
Yeah. Let them eat cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think
I
she
thought
ever
you were
said
talking
that,
about Betty
though.
Crocker.
She was a fucking bitch, man.
Yeah, I don't think she ever said that though.
I don't know if she did or not.
I don't think she did. There was, I don't know. I don't have my
I know they went there and grabbed her ass out of the fucking Palace of Versailles and drug her down the street and cut her fucking head off.
Versailles.
Yeah.
What are you fucking northern?
No, dude, I don't say Versailles.
Versailles?
I'm not saying that. It's Versailles in Kentucky. It's Versailles in Paris.
Yeah, we like our L's over here.
Yeah.
About like the guy that invented Lululemon.
He does like
claimed
L's.
that he named it Lululemon because he wanted to hear Chinese people say it.
That's hilarious.
Lululemon.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, funny enough, I was actually talking to somebody from, I think in Georgia this week while I was at work.
George.
And they said Versailles, and I was like, "Oh, y'all are cultured down there." Like I know exactly how that's spelled.
Y'all didn't think I had that in me, did you? Y'all didn't think I had that. I had that on the back burner for a long time.
Wow.
Felt good to get that out.
53 episodes. Been waiting for
53,
Versailles to come up in conversation.
So they're trying to go back to tyranny over there again, sounds like.
Oh, they're in the middle of it, brother.
Dude, I
they've
reckon
got a
that
king.
London's ate up with opioids and shit too. Like they said, motherfuckers are like zombies over there all the
Yeah, I
time.
mean, fentanyl's everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I think and funny enough, I saw like a drug bust. Like the DEA posted up a thing. Might have been today. It might have been a few days ago. I don't remember when it was.
They all run together.
But it was a drug bust that they did. It was like a ton of methamphetamine.
It's a lot.
It was on a truck
ton.
full of
2,000
like,
pounds.
cucumbers or broccoli or something
Cucumber.
like that.
Was it a ton or a metric ton?
Cucumber.
I don't know the difference.
A metric ton's 2,200. A ton's 2,000.
It
Oh,
just
yeah.
said a ton.
Oh.
It just said a ton.
I watch a lot of Jeopardy.
Yeah, the post just said a ton, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of people on
Jeopardy.
There was a lot of comments on it that said, yeah, they probably just sacrificed that ton to get another 10 tons.
Right,
over.
yeah.
Like they probably knew they were going to lose that.
That was a decoy truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you're probably not wrong. People aren't not going to get their meth.
No, they're gonna find a way. Yeah.
If I ever get cancer, I'm going to shove so many drugs up my butt and become a mule.
Yeah. Why? Why wait till you get cancer?
Yeah.
Because I don't have much to lose then.
Well,
That's fair.
I've got right now. I've got
thought you-
40 plus years to lose. But if I've got like a 2-year diagnosis,
you think
then I'm
40 plus?
Wow.
How old are you?
33.
40 plus.
73.
Yeah. Oh God.
don't know,
Modern science.
73.
Oh my
I thought you
God.
were like going to be like, I'm going to shove so much drugs up my ass because you were just going to get as high as possible. Like,
No,
that's what I
no,
thought. That's
it's
where I
kinda
thought that
like-
was going.
Kind of like the mule situation with Clint Eastwood. He's like, I'm at the end of my life. I'm gonna start making
that was
thousands and thousands of
That was
dollars
a pretty good movie.
per trip.
What was that movie? It was
The Mule.
Oh,
The
it's
Mule
called
with
The Mule, okay.
Clint
Yeah, that was a
Eastwood's.
pretty good movie. He just never even asked like what the packages were.
I think he just plays himself in movies now. Like he's the same. Like he's just some fucking sour face.
Yeah.
That's me when I'm an old man. That dude.
When you're old.
You
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
that's true. That is
Good
true.
grief.
That
I
is
should
true.
hear the way this guy talks
No, that's not true.
outside of the podcast.
That's not true at all.
Yeah.
Old racist Nazi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's heavy. That's a pretty heavy accusation. Pretty heavy.
It's funny though.
It is funny. It's very
It's
funny.
a funny accusation.
They'll be coming getting me next.
They coming, boy.
They're coming.
It's starting to get nice in here. It's not like fucking 1,000,000 degrees.
Dude, I know.
Oh, there's been such a nice fall feel in the
It's
air.
been-
It is August 13th, 2024.
Football weather's coming.
Yeah,
Love it.
But yeah, I felt like putting a flannel on.
You look like you
earlier
just
this
left
week.
Nantucket.
Man, these shorts keep getting
Do
shorter
you see
and
this
shorter.
outfit he's wearing?
as
He
this
looks like he just
episode.
left Nantucket Island.
Yeah, what are you, fucking banana,
Dave Portnoy.
Banana Republic?
I call him Dave Portnoy when he walked in. I said, we
Man,
got a one
somebody's got to take Jimmy Buffett's place.
One
Zach Brown
bite.
can't do it on his own.
One bite. Everybody knows the rules.
I used to do I don't know if you ever saw my beer reviews back in the day when I was still drinking. Yeah. I like those beer reviews.
Yeah, I remember
Some
that.
of those are pretty
Snapchat.
funny. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few on
I ain't
Instagram.
had Snapchat in a long time.
Nick Dash
I'm
Cook
a grown
91.
up. Damn near 40.
I guess
Snapchat.
I'm going to get into. We've been talking about.
Yeah, let's get on your segment for a little while.
government across the pond a little bit, and this is so it's a real weird one. I kind of dove into this a couple weeks ago, and I've been reading, but this is to do with missing kids on milk cartons.
Oh, sweet.
I love milk. Lactose
So,
free.
in the '60s, paper cartons replaced glass. So no longer had a milkman that
Right.
would come and pick up the glass,
Fucking
and refill 'em or
fucking the
whatever.
broads and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, fucking the broads.
It's always the milkman.
The babes.
So since they became disposable, obviously, and that's when it's also a big part of whenever like landfills started filling up because of milk cartons. Everybody drinks milk.
Right.
It became disposable. That's just like a side thing there, but
Like plastic now. Plastic's just it's everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they started putting ads on milk cartons, obviously, because everybody buys milk. So
Gotta have milk.
Throw an ad on there. Why not? So there were companies back then that would pay the dairy farms to put their ads also on their milk. Well, there was this kid. His name is Johnny. He was one of the first people to appear. There's a little bit of a controversy on who the first to appear on the milk carton.
Now, is that like a collector's item? Is that worth some money now, you think?
I'm sure if you could find one,
100%.
you would make some money off of it. I do not doubt it. Yeah, if just preserving.
You paid $8 for a Marlboro. I mean,
but yeah,
everything's got
Johnny,
value.
This kid, one of the first ones was he was a paper route kid. They found his bike a couple blocks away. They had a witness that said they saw him talking to an older gentleman, and that was pretty much the last time that he was saw. Unfortunately, he was found, I think, 3 or 4 years later. His body was found. Obviously, not a good turnout with that one.
Bones and stones.
That was in Iowa, Des Moines, I believe.
Des Moines.
Des Moines. Sorry.
We're pronouncing all the letters
Yeah,
today.
I know. I'm still stuck on Versailles.
Versailles.
Moines.
But
What's up with all these French words?
goddamn French.
The frogs.
But yeah, so that happened, and then he was one of the first, and that was in Iowa. It wasn't like a nationwide thing yet. There was somebody like a Des Moines, obviously being a big city there. There was somebody from California that was like the governor or something at the time. I cannot remember who it was, but either way, he arrived in Des Moines like he was campaigning or whatever, because I think he was trying to be president, or like, but he wasn't somebody that anybody voted for really. He didn't even make it to the ballot box. But he took it back to California because he thought it was such a good idea having missing kids on the.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
He's like, it's a super good idea.
Yeah, there wasn't like Facebook back then or nothing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Or phones, really. Cell phones or nothing.
But yeah, so they called it, and then they ended up creating, after that, it had great success in California, actually. And
So they found a bunch of kids?
They did find some kids. The problem with this was in this 50s, 60s, 70s, this kind of started hitting off in more so the 80s. But in the 50s, 60s, 70s, like, kids would go missing, and like people wouldn't even really think much of it.
I know.
They were just
It's
like,
true.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. They didn't really have a way to find anybody.
You're right.
They didn't really have a way to get.
They would look. They probably send a search party out, for a
Yeah.
day or two.
Ten
Get the
square
whole
miles.
town, like you see in old shows, like get the whole town out with flashlights
Yeah.
and fucking. That's all they could do though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they didn't really have much else to do. So they're like, if somebody's
Maybe
gone, they were
contact
just
the local
gone.
news station or something,
Yeah.
but that's it.
And local news back then, like, not everybody had TVs.
No.
People
And a
had
newspaper come out once a week, so you got a whole week, of that kid being missing before anybody even might see something.
And if we learned anything, the first 48 hours are the most important.
That's what they say.
Exactly.
I think that's true. I tell my kids all the time, I said, if anybody tries to fucking grab you, I said, you fight, scream, kick. I said, they get you in the car, I said, that's it. I said, I'm not to be scary or nothing, but you got to tell your kids that shit. Stomp them, bite them, fucking bite them.
Oh, never mind. So it wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't Des Moines. It's big dairy around Casstown. Chicago, Illinois, is where I think his name was Glazier. Was the guy's name?
Nikki's dad?
From no. He was from California. He ended up getting all of California to adopt it, and then eventually, I
Spread.
think it was Reagan.
Yeah, that sounds probably right.
I think it was Reagan. I'm sorry, I didn't write a lot of this stuff.
Early
There was
80s.
a lot of information for this that kind of really wasn't like noteworthy, really. Yeah, Reagan Reagan ended up adopting it and saying, "Hey, let's throw this out across the country or whatever." So it got widespread around 87 is whenever it was widely adopted. But sightings of missing children increased by 30%. But the problem is because this became so much more like it was everywhere that there were missing kids. The to report a missing kid, you don't have to have much.
Right.
Like, so it's a little bit different from like an adult that's missing. They got to be gone for like 48.
It's a certain amount of time. 72 maybe.
48 or 72
Yeah.
hours is when you can say that
they're officially missing.
that an adult is officially missing
Because
or whatever.
they're an adult.
Yeah, but a kid is like
Right then.
right then.
Yeah.
Like the kids should be here and they're not here.
Right. They're a kid.
And so like obviously the amount of missing kids just skyrocketed that got reported, whereas before people wouldn't have reported it because they were like, what? Because they would be like, well, maybe they ran away and they just come back or whatever, or maybe they're at a buddy's house. I don't know. We don't. This is the fucking
Parents sucked back then.
this is the fucking 80s. We don't fucking know.
That's my parents' parents. My grandparents were shitty, dude.
But it came to the point where everybody would just report every little happenstance of like their kid not being where they were.
But to kind of spin off that makes me kind of realize though, like you think about even our parents or like our grandparents, they don't really worry about little shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it'll be all right. Because really, it's going to be. Like,
Yeah.
they grew up at a time, it's like, you just had to just trust it's going to be
Sometimes
okay.
you just lose a fucking kid.
Yeah, I mean, or things happen or whatever, like, they're probably okay.
Yeah, especially like our probably grandparents or yeah, I would say even my grandparents, like it was not, they didn't lose a kid, but they did lose a kid to like they died early.
Yeah, like my grandparents, like that. I think my grandfather, he had like 2 or 3 siblings die like young.
Yeah, I know my dad had a sibling die young, and my mom has 13 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
So maybe they all lived.
Right.
If not, 13 is still a pretty high number.
Yeah, there really wasn't like antibiotics were around, but
Damn,
people
dude,
didn't
your
really.
grandma must have been hot for your grandpa to be on her like that.
There wasn't nothing else to do.
Wouldn't know. My grandpa was also military.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
gone a
he's
lot.
getting
Right.
it, dog.
Whenever in his younger years.
Yeah.
He came back and he was getting it. He wasn't edging.
Dude, I know. There's a.
He was gooning.
They say people used to
that
edge
dude
before.
was gooning.
They say, speaking of war and edge, and they said dudes used to edge like back in the day before going to battle because it raises your testosterone like crazy.
Oh, wow.
So they would like back like
I'm telling you, Papa Willoughby.
and like
No,
the,
this wasn't
Papa
Willoughby.
Parker.
Papa Parker was gooning, dude.
yeah.
Parker.
But they said like warriors would like either have sex like in brothels or like masturbate,
Yeah.
and they would get there and not come and then go to battle and be fucking jacked.
I'd be damned if I'm having sex with a prostitute and not get it.
Pay that money not to not finish.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you to get ready for fucking war, bitch.
Yeah.
But the,
We ain't here to be coming and stuff.
I'd write that off on my taxes.
Yeah. That's
So
hilarious.
coming around to it, we would have almost yearly. They'd have about 800,000 missing kids
God,
reported.
dude, that's almost 1 million people.
And
Good math, Josh.
I know.
but they would at the end of everything.
That's 3/4
Like
of
every
1
year,
million.
it was right around this number. It was around 115 that were actually missing kids.
Oh, okay.
Most of them was some kids would just see their own face on a milk carton and be like, "Oh shit, they're actually worried," and they would go back home, or they would just show back up on their own. They
Right.
were just like, "Oh, we were."
They get mad, like, I'm fucking running away.
Yeah.
Fucking leave for a day
and
or
then,
two.
and then they would just go back or whatever. So 800,000 a year to 115, which ended up actually being missing, is a pretty wild number. And then to even like, so it was the government's push to obviously make it more widespread, which is not a bad thing. I think the heart was in the right place
Right.
in that.
Every good thing, it's good intentions,
But
right?
the problem with that was at around 87 or so, whenever they started getting that many reports, they would give tax breaks to dairy farms for putting missing kids.
Right.
So the dairy farms were just like, we'll just put we don't know
Yeah.
what's
We're
real.
racking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just ain't paying no money for that.
Right.
Like, we're not paying any taxes anymore.
Right,
pretty
and they're
much.
getting paid for advertisements too.
Yeah.
And the government's putting all their cheese in caves.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
true. Yeah, fucking
man.
big cheese.
Hey, Ronald Reagan must have really liked milk. Do y'all
Well,
remember?
I mean, dadgum, what was his wife's name?
Nancy.
Yeah, she's the queen of milk, baby.
That's true.
She got the milkers.
She knows how to milk.
Throat
She
goat.
knows how to milk. She got the milkers. Yeah, he's a big milk guy.
Yeah, I think the nail in the coffin for that whole program was giving tax breaks because they just stopped. Like the dairy farms were like, well, it's not my job to know if this is a real missing kid
Right,
or not.
yeah,
and
they're just throwing this shit out.
And I want these tax breaks.
Just like you see now with corporate cronyism, you know what I mean? They just you give me an inch, take a mile, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Corporate cronyism.
So that
It's a good band name.
It was a good,
You know,
it was a good idea. I think it was well placed in the beginning, and then it just kind of got taken over by greed a little bit, and then
Like everything.
it got taken over by the government pushing, hey, we should report your missing kids instead of just not worrying about it.
Right.
Which is good. Yeah, report your missing kids, but like.
I do, but you think like you talk about like people maybe not reporting as many. They probably didn't think because they didn't have fun. Like they would get on their bike and be gone all day.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just had to be back by supper time. So if there was a couple times that didn't happen, they may have think they're at their buddy's house or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, even whenever I was a kid too, and I had a cell phone, but it was Nokia.
I didn't have a cell phone until I was 16 years old.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
was
say
2004.
what I'm about to reference. I was probably 16 and a half, 17. So I had my license, but I didn't. But I had just a basic phone. that I
Right.
barely used.
Just to call and be called.
Yeah,
No bullshit.
and my parents wouldn't even call me.
No.
But because I remember, I may have told this story before, but there was one Friday where me and my band we had got done with school and we had a show booked at Rocketown in Nashville. We'd already played at Rocketown. We played at the Muse. We've played multiple places in Nashville at this point. Somehow, my mom got wind of this show that night.
Yeah.
And she called me like right after school, like we were loading stuff into my car to go, and
Yeah.
she said, "Heard you're supposed to be playing in Nashville tonight. You're not old enough to be driving down there. Like, if,
Shut it down.
yeah,
Mama, shut it down.
If you're going to Nashville tonight, be prepared to lose your car for like a
Right.
month or something. Some kind of something."
Ultimatum. You got a
the
choice.
snitch that
You've got a
told her?
choice.
Who's the snitch?
Well, she probably just
I
found
don't know.
out.
I don't know how she found.
They never tell you who the snitch is.
I still
do
don't
they?
know. I never asked her who it
Moms
was.
know, dude. If a woman asks you a question, they already know the fucking answer.
Yeah. So I don't know who
Yep.
told her. I don't know how that got around.
Be honest, boys.
But either way, so I told the band. They were obviously all very upset, and I was like, "Y'all know me. I'm pretty charismatic, and I know a lot of people. That's how I got so many shows everywhere back then." So I started calling around and being like, "Where can we?" Like we were geared up. If you're geared up to perform,
Yeah,
I'm
dude, you're in the zone.
Like,
You don't want to
like-
get let down.
Yeah,
You got to feed the beast,
yeah,
man.
you're
Feed
hype.
the beast. You got to.
So I called everybody I knew that played music that could potentially be playing a show anywhere but Nashville that night.
Right.
I found a band. Their name was One Last Round, and they were kind of playing like a little small tour with a band called Beneath the Sky, Victory Records. They were actually a very big band back then.
Victory Records.
V for Vendetta.
They whenever I called
Good movie.
Josh in that band, his name's Josh Casey.
Cool guy.
I'll name
Hey,
drop
Josh.
him. He said, "Absolutely, man, come up. You can play the next 3 days with us." So we played in Central City, Kentucky with them. We played
Which is more dangerous than driving to Nashville.
We played that. The next day we went to Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, dope.
And the next day we went to Heron, Illinois. Monday morning I came back home. No questions asked.
Damn.
you, did,
Damn.
you didn't go to Nashville,
I
did
didn't
you?
go to
You go
Nashville.
to Nashville.
If she
What a
asked, I
good
said,
boy.
"Nope." Did
You
not
found a
go to
loophole.
Nashville.
You just found a loophole.
Good. What a good
I was like, I
boy.
played in much more
I
dangerous.
went on a damn world tour.
And there you go, Wes's mom.
Yeah.
I think I've told her. I
I'm
think
sure.
I've looped her into me doing that.
You can't really
back
get in
then.
trouble now at 35.
Yeah.
Oh, I told my mom one time it was junior year, spring break, and I told my mom I was going to Derek McMillan's to work on my truck for a couple days. I needed to put like a lift kit on it or something. And
Some
I also
bullshit.
needed like $200.
Yeah.
And we went to Panama City.
God.
Yeah. And your mom snitched me out.
I'm sure.
Yeah. She called my mom and was like, your son is drunk watching the baseball team play a tournament down here.
My mom was there, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You shouldn't have went there.
My brother.
You went to the one place where everybody that knows you is
all
at.
the parents were.
Yeah.
To the baseball game.
That was pretty
What a
dumb.
bad move.
That was pretty silly.
My brother called me and was like, I'm coming to get you. And I said, no, I'm coming back.
I'm not going to stay down
I got
here.
off the phone and Dustin Jones said, you're already in trouble.
Yeah, might as well stay.
Why go?
Right.
Yeah, just fucking stay.
That logic is sound. That is sound logic.
Yeah,
right
you're
there.
already in trouble.
I'm back, boys. Well, anyway, is that good for y'all?
I think it was a good
satisfied.
set. I loved
Good
it.
set, guys.
Good.
This has been Nick Cook,
Josh Harrington.
West Dub.
and this has been Fine by Me.
Thank y'all for
Love
listening.
y'all. Take it easy,
Bye.
boys.